Machst du... So, also, Taylor Lautner und Robert Pattinson fangen an mit der Pressline. Und eben gerade sind wir kurz unterbrochen worden, als die anderen Talents angekommen sind. Und ich spreche jetzt nochmal mit dem Producer Wick Godfrey. Wick, I have to apologize, but you know what it's like when the stars show up. I mean, you are the star behind the camera. There is stars in front of the camera. But I mean, you've been following Kristen, Robert, and Taylor for such a long period of time, and basically seen them grow up within the franchise. What is so special about what they have achieved in front of the camera, bringing the stories and the characters to life?
I think what's really special about what they've done is their commitment. The commitment to playing these characters, you know, forces you to really dig deep into the books and really understand Bella, Edward, and Jacob. And Kristen and Rob and Taylor have given everything they have to these characters over the course of, you know, 5 movies. We made 5 movies in 3 years. And that is, that combined with all of the press you do around the movies, it pretty much takes over your life, and it takes a certain kind of actor that's willing to do that, and the guys have been great.
The other great thing is that fans nowadays have such a power that they basically, in a way, force the studios to bring a book to life that I think has 754 pages, and you split it in 2 different movies. Was that due to the fact that you didn't want to disappoint the fans, because there's so many plot points within the books? Within the last book, that he's basically said, okay, we can't really leave anything out?
We've certainly learned from the first 3 movies that when we cut certain things out of the books, the fans are really angry. They want everything. They want to experience the books as movies the way they experience them as books, which is an immersive experience. So when we got to Breaking Dawn, once we started to look at what it would take to do it all in one movie, you'd pretty much need her to be pregnant by about minute 20, which was just impossible. And then they would have been upset that they didn't get the birth, you know, or the wedding and all the anxiety before the wedding. So very quickly, Melissa Rosenberg and Stephanie Meyer kind of worked on a perfect place to split up the movie.
We spoke about it during the press conference. There are a couple of key scenes that are very important, especially to the first part. And you chose a director who at first you would think, okay, he comes from a completely different sort of movie background. Why was Bill the perfect choice to turn the last book into 2 movies?
Well, we've all been a huge admirers of his movies, you know, the craft with which he makes them and the performances he gets out of his actors. We felt like this is the most sophisticated and adult of the books, and Rob and Kristen and Taylor were all going to be going through things that they have not yet gone through in their own lives. So more adult things like getting married and getting pregnant and having a child and the conflict in marriage. And so bringing a director like Bill was very important because he was going to be able to really guide them through that process. Bill also has an experience in genre filmmaking, so there's the element of the vampires and the more horrific elements of this that he kind of started in the business with. People know him more recently from Gods and Monsters and Kinsey and Dreamgirls, which are incredibly classy, sophisticated movies, but he also, has worked on movies earlier in his career that are more genre-based.
It's one thing to please the fans, but it's another thing to plan movies or 2 movies back to be filmed back to back, not chronologically. I think that's very important to say. I mean, looking at what was happening, how nerve-wracking was it for you to create a schedule and find locations and find the right crew to actually turn it into such a great movie that most of the people who are in the movie theater at the moment are going to see?
Well, basically, you're turning it into a 4-hour movie. You're shooting, a 110-day schedule instead of a 60-day schedule. And so with that takes an incredible amount of detailed prep work, which we all did down in Baton Rouge. And it takes a director, again, who's got that level of detail and commitment to be able to lock in early on what he wants to do. We pretty much shot it as one long movie.
So, and that made it easier, especially for you?
I think so, yeah, because you weren't so focused on, oh no, this is movie 1, this is movie 2. We were just going, this is the entire story. It just happens to be, 250 pages instead of 125.
Stephanie Meyer, the creator of the whole Twilight world, I would call it, she was involved during filming of the first 3 movies. But she started out as a producer on movie number 4 and number 5. What changed regarding the involvement, or did it basically stay the same? It was just another title added to what she has done.
It really, in some ways, she was there every day on set, which was new. She hadn't been before, but even on New Moon and Eclipse, she came to set quite often. She's always been involved in the movies. She's been involved in all of the creative aspects of the movies, from the screenplay to the casting and the choosing of the directors. So for us, it was, in a sense, just a stronger comfort level to have her sitting beside you. For me, I never had to worry about, oh my God, wait, Stephanie, what do you think? So it was great to have her there. It's very comforting.
You know, from all that, filming, I mean, 5 movies in 3 years and 3 months. I mean, that's an amazing, task that you basically fulfilled. What are you taking with you? I mean, what did you enjoy the most? And, what's the essence of it all? What will you think about in 10 years' time, in a decade? Because this is something like Star Wars. This is going to stay with the people forever, I would say, as one of the movie tentpoles.
Well, I think more than anything, it's just when you live with people for 3.5 years. I mean, pretty much I've been with these crews and these actors and the directors for the last 3.5 years of my life. You really remember just the little things. You'll go back and remember something happened down in Brazil and you'll laugh about it. It's really the relationships that you make out of it that stick with you.
So this is something that you would cherish? I mean, has there ever been, that hasn't probably been a downside because it's been successful and it looks like everyone has been enjoying it so much. Can you really grasp that it's over?
Well, it's not over yet.
Okay, that's true. I mean, that's another part coming up.
We've got another year of post-production on movie 2, so there'll be a lot of work going into that. But in terms of shooting the films, there was a great satisfaction. When we completed the film down in St. Thomas in the Caribbean, it was the perfect way to end it. Rob and Kristen had one last scene to shoot there. And I think when we wrapped, I think everyone did feel a great sense of completion and fulfillment.
Thank you so much for being here. Wick, all the very best. It's going to be huge, and I see you next year for the second part. Thank you. Also, das war der Produzent Wick Godfrey von der ersten Minute bis zuletzt dabei. Und ich habe eben gerade gehört, gleich haben wir ihn bei uns, Robert Pattinson. Er kommt zu mir, er freut sich, das ist schön. Rob. Good to see you again.
Hey, what's up? How
are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I mean, this is amazing because I've been out here for the past, couple of hours, and fans have been waiting, have been going crazy. Is it something that you can actually grasp every time that you get out of a car in a different city, that there are 1,000 fans waiting just for you?
I mean, I'm always kind of expecting it in Berlin because it's like people are completely crazy.
They are crazy.
I know, it's happened every single time for different movies as well, so it's really nice that everyone comes out, especially as it's so cold. It's amazing.
Rob, it's been really amazing to see you grow within the role of Edward. What changes with him in this part? Because, the whole relationship to Bella changes, and his character somehow changes too. He's been soft, more softly spoken. Now he becomes sort of like a grown man. What was it like for you, and what was important for you in portraying him?
I think he loosens up a bit at the beginning because he's happy for the first time in the entire series. But also, having a baby and getting married, it makes you older. It makes you harder in some ways. You got to deal with commitment and genuine relationships.
Is it strange, to see a book being turned into 2 movies and then sort of filming 2 movies, not chronologically, but completely, sort of back to back? How stressful was it for you?
It was very stressful, and it was a very long shoot as well. I mean, I think it was harder for Kristen because she had such different characters in each one. But yeah, it was very confusing some days when we were doing this first one in the morning and the second one in the afternoon. It was a strange experience.
The 3 most important scenes in this, I mean, the whole movie is great, but 3 very important scenes, as you've been pointing it out. The wedding, the lovemaking scene, and then thirdly, giving birth. What was the experience in all 3? I mean, how would you what would be the tagline for you as an actor for the wedding?
Tagline for the wedding, oof.
I mean, what did you feel filming that?
I mean, I think all 3 scenes, they're such eventful scenes for every single person who's read any of the books. And it's just so surreal doing things. There's so much expectation laden upon them by everyone, any single person who's read these books has imagined these scenes and what they look like and how Bella and Ed would act. And playing them out after doing these 3 movies and seeing the craziness that ensued since we started the series, it's very, very surreal doing it.
Wick just pointed something out that was really interesting because, I mean, it's not over for yet. I mean, it will promote the second part in the last movie of the franchise. But what will you take as an experience from shooting 5 movies in 3 years and 3 months?
Ooh, you realize how hard it is. It's just, I mean, from the first movie, I mean, no one had any idea what we were doing. I mean, it was a small budget movie. It was an indie, basically. And to see something explode so quickly and to be able to do 4 more movies of the same series so close together and for them all to be successful, it's kind of amazing because it was all a grassroots movement. It's all been driven by like, all these people who waited out in the cold and stuff. So it's been a pretty special experience. Yeah.
Fantastic. Rob, all the very best. Thank you very much for being here. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and we will see you for the second part, hopefully back in Berlin. Great. Robert Pattinson.